Hey guys, King of Charmass here, to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you a triple counter team featuring Hitmontop, Donphan, and Sudowoodo. Despite the fact that my back row absolutely gets trucked by water Pokemon, somehow, someway, this team is ridiculously, it does really well. Like, even if you lose the lead, it's just like nuts just how, you'll see in the shoutcast just how freaking ridiculous this team is. Despite the fact that I've seen Azus to oblivion, I faced Azus in the lead, I faced Ariados in the lead, and I freaking somehow, someway, this freaking team comes out with a dub, and my brain is like, oh my god. Mind you, my Hitmontop's IVs are terrible. Actually, my Donphan's IVs are terrible too. But you know what? My Donphan's IVs are... My Donphan's from Philippines, so... Filipino Donphan. Last time I went on vacation, I did catch a Filipino Donphan, a Filipino Phanpy. It was level 1, but I wanted to keep it. And it happens to be the only Donphan in my bag, so you know what? I powered it up anyways. It has sentimental value when you travel out in the world, and you catch Pokemon out there. In fact, a lot of my Pokemon are from overseas and from my adventures. So if you want content on stories about my PvP Pokemon, which I don't think anyone's really done yet, let me know in the comments. So if you want that, again, let me know in the comments if you want to do that, because I think that would be a lot of fun, because I can show a lot of my travel pictures too. And speaking of traveling, my mental health tip for the day isn't exactly about traveling, but because we're using triple counter and we're fighting, this is from WebMD. So my mental health tip from the day. Okay, for WebMD, just put this out there. Do not Google your symptoms. Go, if you think you have something that's really serious and it's been cooking for a minute, and as in like a week or two, you should probably go to therapy. Go to your insurance provider and be like, hey, can I go to therapy for like a week or something like that, and see like what you can do. Because do not look, because what happens is when you look up your symptoms, it will give you the worst things ever. It will give you like schizophrenia or something that's really off the wall, literally like level 9,000, over 9,000 diagnoses is that what online will give you. And WebMD is notorious for giving you really bad diagnoses, or like giving you like the worst of everything if you look at it. But there's some really good articles on WebMD, which really goes into martial arts. So as you see here, martial arts is a great stress reliever. It gives you life purpose, physical exercise, emotional regulation, and increased self-esteem. Just like how exercise strengthens your body, challenges and martial arts will challenge and strengthen your minds. I'm a wrestling coach. I practice Muay Thai. I practice box. I train in boxing. I train jiu-jitsu. I compete in jiu-jitsu. I was supposed to compete in Muay Thai, and I've competed in MMA. So after I became a therapist, you know what? Knocking people out and just like causing physical pain, I'll do it if it's competition, but you know what? I still do jiu-jitsu, but yeah, I love jiu-jitsu. I love grappling in general. That's why I'm a wrestling coach. And it gives you a community, it gives you physical exercise, increased self-esteem. It teaches you how to bounce back from setbacks and the importance of not getting you down no matter how hard things get. Things happen. Life, there is nothing you can control about life. In the future, you will go through a lot of hardship. However, martial arts gets the crap beat. Especially if you compete, you will get the crap beaten out of you, and you will learn that when you get knocked down, you can get back up. As long as you're breathing for the next day, you can fight another day, and you can fight for another tomorrow. Oh, by the way, there's also endorphins and chemicals and stuff that boost your confidence, and it's a great way to channel your emotions towards something positive that you could build over time. So exercising or martial arts or combat sports in general is really great for your mental health. So I hope you enjoy this triple counter team, because my Pokemon are fighting to provide you really great content, and somehow, someway, they come out with some ridiculous W's. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. Let's get started. Alright, so here are the battles. As you see, my Hitmontop's IVs are god-awful, yet somehow it's still able to pull out win conditions. You're gonna see here just how nuts these are. So as you see here, we got Umbreon into my Hitmontop. So we're gonna switch, and they switch into a Qwilfish, so I'm gonna switch into Sudowoodo, which is kind of a bad idea, considering the fact that both of my back row counter users are both weak to water. But somehow, some way, we're gonna still find a win condition. As you see here, I'm gonna fire off these rock slides. The reason why I like preserving Donphan is because Body Slime can pull out some crazy win conditions. As you see here, we're going to fire our rock slides and try to break some shields here. We grab one, and I'm gonna try to attempt the second one, but of course, because Aqua Tail charges so fast, there's no way in living heaven we're gonna get to another one. Well, hell in this point, because we're in hell right now. I'm going to let Sudowoodo go, and then my plan is to send in Donphan so I could Body Slam down. Despite the fact that I am able, Body Slam spams faster, Body Slam gets there in 5 turns, while Aqua Tail gets there in 4 because of Qwilfish. So as you see here, we're going to Body Slam our way to victory. I'm going to maybe eat an Aqua Tail. That's perfectly fine though. Maybe we can possibly somehow come out with a win con. But they actually elect to let it go, so I'm like, this is interesting. Now, unlike my previous Donphan, I'm not using Player if I switch to Earthquake. So as you see here, we're going to get Umbreon into my Hitmontop. I managed to successfully catch that move, and I really think that's what created a win con for me here. I wanted to catch it on my Hitmontop because, of course, Fighting Resist Dark. And as you see here, we're going to Stone Edge and try to break this shield, and we do. This Mad Car, so this is what really sucks, at least from what happens for my opponent. As you see here, they overtap because we lag. And if they get a move off here, it might have made the difference for this match because I would have been able to farm down that Mad Cargo. And as you see here, I'm able to almost get to another close combat. And then I should just be able to Earthquake this Umbreon for the W. Again, I'm pretty sure I would have won this matchup even though with the lag, just because of the fact I would have been able to farm down that Mag Cargo, and it would take 3 foul plays to take out my Donphan, as you see here. So would have taken 3 foul plays, I still would have got to an Earthquake, and I still would have been able to counter down. So I still think I would have had a win condition, but still, it was, as you see there, I was very rough. But GG's. Again, Go Battle Like is taking all of our souls right now, so come on, I'm using triple counter, so you know what? It's what it is. But despite the fact, as you see here, I lose this lead really hard. We get Ariados into our Hitmontop, and I lose that hard as heck. So I switch into my Sudowoodo. They switch into a Lantern. I'm going straight for the Earthquake. I ain't baiting for garbage right now. We're going to kill this stupid little Free Willy Electric Dolphin, and they don't shield, and I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I elect to shield here because I want to farm down anyways, and I do resist everything that Ariados has to offer because Sudowoodo is a rock type. So rock resist, so we'll resist the poison types, and then as you see your Ariados comes right back in, which is perfectly fine. All we're going to do is we're going to eat this lunch, and then what's going to happen here is we're going to rock slide down. As you see here, we're going to rock slide, and we're going to do, rock slide will do heavy damage, so I'm either one, expecting my opponent to shield, or 2, they don't shield, and it's going to put your Ariados in a red. So as you see here, opponent does in fact shield, and we're going to just, they're probably going to do another move, but they actually swap into an Ampharos, which is great because now I can swap it, I can lock in this Ampharos into my Donphan here. I hit the Body Slam, and I'm going to shield here because my opponent is definitely going to go for the freaking Focus Blast. Spirit Bombs are strong, and even though Spirit Bombs are strong, somehow it didn't kill Frieza. Cell still lived it, well, no, yeah. Somehow it didn't kill Frieza. It didn't kill freaking, what's his name, Hit from Universe 11, I think. It's been a long time since I Dragon Ball Super, okay? As you see here, Spirit Bomb, we do shield the Spirit Bomb, and then we're just gonna Body Slam down. Donphan is such a beast, and as you see here, all we're gonna do is absolutely just rain hell on this Ariados. Body Slams are gonna go through like crazy. We're gonna hit the Moonsault, the WW, well, not really. It's more like a 450 splash. For those of you that are independent wrestling nerds, yes, King of Charmans watches AEW, ROH, and JWP. I am a huge pro wrestling fan, and the 450 splash is a beautiful move. And literal Donphan is just literally 450 splashing its way to victory, as you see here. It's gonna go off. It's gonna fire off another move. This cross poison will go off, and it should KO our Donphan here. But I should be able to send in my Hitmontop, and then I should be able to get to a Stone Edge. As you see here, they're gonna try to cross poison down, which is not a bad move at all. And then what I'm actually gonna do here is I'm just gonna go straight for the. I'm going to go straight for it. But here's what I try to do. Okay, so I'm in danger here, so I swap into my Sudowoodo. And what's going to happen here is they're going to blow their energy here, but because they fire a move here, here's what's going to happen. I should be able to get 2 counters in, and I should be able to get to a Stone Edge. That extra counter that goes in, literally 1 HP in a dream, despite the fact that my Hitmontop has rank 4,000, bruh. Somehow, literally one of the crappiest IVs Hitmontops you could ever imagine comes out with 1 HP in a dream. So I switched into Sudowoodo, hoping they would throw a move, but they would have to throw anyways because I would get to a Rock Slide. And then hopefully that extra counter I got through would allow me to get to a Stone Edge, and it did. Despite that fact, the next battle, we lose a freaking lead again. We get a Heracross into our Hitmontop, and I'm like, are you freaking serious, dude? We lose the lead again, but somehow we're going to come out and find a freaking win condition. And as you see here, we're going to Stone Edge and break some shields. So my idea here is to break as many shields as humanly possible. Despite the fact that this Heracross is resisting our counters, this is alright. Because what's going to happen here is they're going to start blasting. So I'm going to swap into my Donphan in an attempt to hopefully coming out here with shield advantage will do. And because Donphan is a ground type, we should be able to resist Rock Blast and it won't do a lot of damage. As you see here, able to resist it, and we're going to hit the body slams. They're either going to shield this or they're going to let it go. So let's see what happens here. They hit the body slam and they happen to shield it. Now they're down 2 shields. And I'm like, why would you do that, sir? I'm going to eat this second Rock Blast. This is definitely going to be a Rock Blast. No way, it's Mega Horn. We're going to eat the Rock Blast. Still able to live. And then this Heracross is going to be able to counter me down, which is okay. I have 2 shields. I have a sack. I have to shield this, though, because even though this is probably Rock Blast, I don't want to eat in more chip damage on my Sudowoodo. I'm hoping Sudowoodo is able to sweep the back row, and we're gonna find out. This is actually pretty sweet. Watch, we get a Qwilfish. 1, 2, 3, 4, and with perfect precision, as you see here, the sack swap comes through because King of Charmanders is absolutely freaking goated when it comes to sack swapping. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we sack our Hitmontop. I should have got a little more energy here because I could eat, I could get 2 more counters in before I fire, but that's perfectly fine. Earthquake goes through, and then what's going to happen here is we get a freaking Lantern, which is great, and this should be GG's because Earthquake should nearly kill Lantern, and with his shield, we'll be able to shield the Thunderbolt or whatever this Lantern has as a charge move, and that's GG's. Somehow, someway, despite the fact we lost the lead, we came out with the W, and as you see, triple counter reigns supreme, and that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed that battle. That was freaking sweet. I was like, when I got that sack, I was like, let's go! Let's freaking go! Oh man, it's amazing when you do Sasquatch without counting, because I was like, Poison Sting fires so fast, it's just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, fire. And somehow it happened. We finally win a decent lead, and it's a Porygon too, and I'm like, oh, we won a lead. This is great. But they swap into a Qwilfish, so this isn't great, because you want to know why? Qwilfish absolutely brutalizes my back row, so we're in a lot of trouble right now. As you see, our Aquatails are going to go off, but this time what I'm going to try is I'm actually going to I'm going to shield with Sudowoodo. I'm going to try to break both shields here with this Qwilfish. See what I can do to make something happen. As you see here, Rock Slides do go off. And then what's going to happen is that we're going to hopefully be able to get to a second one, but obviously we're not going to be because Aquatail charges so fast. Only 4 Poison Stings, 4 to get to an Aquatail. So we're going to eat this one, and then this time I'm going to try this to where I'm going to hopefully get to the zeros. And then I'm actually going to double shield. You're like, King of Charmanders, isn't this kind of sacrificial? I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. But the thing about it is that I'm in a lot of trouble anyways, because yeah, we beat that Porygon, but Tri Attack still hits like a truck. So we get both shields. I'm going to send in my Hitmontop. The reason I'm sending in Hitmontop is because Hitmontop doesn't take any super effective damage from Aquatail or Sludge Wave. So I'm hoping to be able to get to a Stone Edge and take out this Qwilfish. And I do. So we get to the Stone Edge, and then Porygon or whatever's in the back row is going to come in. My opponent doesn't know I have a Sudowoodo, so then as you see Stone Edge comes through, that Pillar from the Earth will KO, and they send in the Porygon. I'm like, ah, crap. Okay, here we go. So as you see here, Porygon is definitely going to be able to get to a Tri-Attack before I'm able to get to a close combat, which is going to make sense. This is what's supposed to happen. Tri-Attack goes through, and even if they do, it doesn't matter because it KOs. My job here is I'm going to send in Sudowoodo because I want my opponent to fire another Tri-Attack. And sure enough, it does. Now, Donphan is somehow going to have to come out with a win condition. As you see, Tri-Attack goes through, it does take out our Sudowoodo. And we get a freaking Umbreon, which is actually not that bad. Because here's what's going to happen here. I should be able to get to an Earthquake. I get that extra counter through, which is great. Earthquake should be able to go through. It takes 3 foul plays for this Umbreon to kill me. So as you see here, our 2 and some chip. So as you see, I'm trying to time everything correctly. I go over a little bit. Earthquake will go through, and but this isn't going to KO, unfortunately. My hope is I'm going to be able to counter down. As you see, I'm able to get an extra counter through. I'm hoping that because they have lock on, my Donphan is somehow going to be able to live and get to a body slam. I should be able to get to a body slam. As you see here, one counter goes through with 1 HP in a dream. Our freaking Donphan comes through, and at rank 800 plus, it comes in clutch, and the 450 splash comes through for the Porygon too, and that's GG's. These battles are freaking insane. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know it's a Porygon 2. You're like, King Charm is Porygon 2. I mean, come on. I'm using triple counter. Y'all have some mercy. But this team is actually ridiculously good. And as you see here, we lose the lead again. You're like, King of Charmanders, you find a dub? I'm like, yeah, we're going to find a dub, or at least try. But I misplayed terribly here because as you see here, they actually are able to get a bubble through my Stone Edge. And I'm like, I'm dumb. Because I fired at the wrong interval. That was something easily fixable. As you see, your Stone Edge goes through, and we're able to take out this Azumarill to half HP. This is probably a player I will shield here, however. I want to try to pressure out this Azumarill, and either one, take it out completely because my opponent doesn't know I have triple counter, or somehow try to find out with try to come out with a dub. I'm gonna shield this second one here. I'm gonna get a little more extra energy. I'm gonna fire the next Stone Edge. So player will go through. As you see here, I'm going to overcharge just a little bit before we go fire the second one. That should be 4, and then I'm going to fire the Stone Edge. Our opponent is either going to shield or they're going to let this through. If they do, it's great because we have a lot of extra energy. So as you see, Stone Edge goes through, and my opponent has a freaking Granbull. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so I fire a close combat expecting them to shield. But to make matters worse, this is a Shadow Granbull. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to be really fancy with freaking Body Slam and make sure they don't get any extra charms through, or this is really going to suck. Body Slam goes off. This should break a shield because it's still going to do heavy damage. As you see here, my opponent is still just charming me to oblivion. They switch into Umbreon. My brain is like, why would you do that? You could just charm down. But they swap into Umbreon, and because they don't know I have Sudowoodo back, this is actually pretty great for us. So as you see here, we're going to be able to get, they foul play us down. I mean, they snarl us down, and I'm about to get foul played to oblivion. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. I send in my Hitmontop because I want them to blow their energy, and they do. As you see, Hitmontop comes through, and then they hit the foul play. And then my job here is I'm basically going to have to double up on Rock Slides. So as you see here, I'm just going to keep countering down until I get enough energy to count to Rock Slide. My opponent is using Charm. So, I'm assuming they don't have enough energy for a crunch yet. So that's why they swapped in their Umbreon. As you see here, I'm just getting as much energy as I can. As soon as I see the Granbull come through, I'm going to fire my charge move. So as you see here, foul plays are going to go off. There's the Granbull, and I fire right away because if they've got a charm through, this should KO, and that charm should never register. As you see, Rock Slide goes through. We should be able to get to another Rock Slide and KO this Umbreon for the GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed this battle. Triple counter is freaking nuts. Despite losing a lead a bazillion times, as you see here, somehow, someway, this triple counter team is able to find a win condition, and I hope you have a lot of fun if you use it. It's a really good freaking team, and it's nuts just how strong it is. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Holy crap, this video was nuts. I had so much fun doing these battles. I was like, there's no way I can find a win condition. And sure enough, somehow, some way, when my Pokemon 1 HP in a dream, I was like, oh my god, I actually somehow, someway won that battle. It was freaking nuts. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This team does kind of require to be really ballsy and creative, so it's kind of a difficult team to operate, but if you're really creative, you're really confident, and you like counter in general, this team can possibly come out with a lot of win conditions for you. I mean, you saw me lose lead a bazillion times, but somehow, someway, we're able to find out a win con and come out with a W. So, would you guys do me a huge favor? Because my triple fighters did so much for you. Will you do me... Well, not triple fighters. They're pseudo fighters, which means they're fake fighters. They just have counter. But they're not actually fighting Pokemon, except for Hitmontop. Hitmontop's an actually fighter. So as you see here, you see my Charmanders here? Next to my Charmanders is a little sub box right there. So if you put your mouse over it, you can easily subscribe over there. Like and subscribing is totally free, and it really helps out the channel. Really appreciate my current subscribers. I love my community. I love y'all guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.